Hi, good morning, everyone. I am Deneen Obede, one of District Small Business Liaisons representing Caltrans District 4 External Affairs in the Office of External Operations and Engagement Small Business Program. Your host for today's Spring Procurement Fair 2026. Let's cover some housekeeping. Please silence your phones. Restrooms and cafeteria are out the main hall and to the right. And in case of emergencies, there are two exits to use today. For everyone here, there's the one to the right of the entrance, and you can exit through those doors and go left and exit to the second door, and it will go to the Webster Street. And there will be an exit directly to Webster Street in the back of the auditorium. So now let's go over Title VI. Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination based on race, color, and national origin. Specifically, that no person in the United States shall be on the grounds of race, color, national origin, be excluded from participating in or be denied the benefits of or subjected to discrimination under any program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. So let's go to introductions today. If you are on the live stream today, please put your name, your company name, and whether or not you're certified into the chat. Please do that at this time. And then also, I want to take the time to have the audience introduce themselves. But I think we'll just wait for that and we'll move on. So I thank you so much for introducing yourself on the live stream. So thank you. We have a wonderful agenda to cover today. And we have today the NorCal Apex Accelerator Procurement Specialist. We have Liz Brazil. And then we have Caltrans Division of Procurement and Contracts Deputy Division Chief Rajit Sharma, and Caltrans D4 Small Business Program Manager Ayana Nobles, who will provide a brief overview of their respective programs. So without delay, it is my pleasure to introduce Liz Brazil, followed by Rajit Sharma, and then Ayana Nobles will close today's showcase. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day and happy St. Patrick's Day. Okay. One of the things I wanted to mention to you is NorCal Apex. It's one of 96 Apex nationwide. Oh, let me just turn this first. Hold on. Oh. Should I just use this? Sorry about that. Well, while we have time, let me talk about the price of gas. This morning, I had to fill up my gas, and I was so shocked. It was over $5. And the rising cost of everything else is very surprising. But one thing you can count on is NorCal Apex is free. There's no cost to anybody. We can provide several services available to you at no cost. And I will be sharing. Yes, now you go down. Okay. Perfect, thank you. My name is Liz Brazil. I'm a NorCal Apex Procurement Specialist. I've worked for government agencies for over 35 years. I work with BART, Alameda County Transportation Commission, Samtrans, and lastly, before I retired in 2019, I worked for 12 years at Santa Clara Valley VTA. And since 2019, I have been working with NorCal Apex. NorCal Apex, as I mentioned, is one of 96 Apex nationwide. We are funded from the Department of Defense, which is now referred to as Department of War. Our service area is from Northern California all the way down to Santa Clara County. We provide services at no cost. Last year alone, with the 96 Apex, we served over 56,000 clients and helped them with more than $24 billion in government contracts. Now, there's 3 core services that we provide. One of them is one-on-one counseling. We also provide custom bidding. And lastly, we provide training. Similar to what we're having right now, we are providing webinars, networking, and training. Our Apex office has about 6 procurement specialists, and we have helped over $2 billion in fiscal year 23-24 with government contracts. So in addition to getting funds from the Department of Defense, we also have matching funds from the state of California. And here's the information. Okay. I think this is not working here. Okay. Oh, a little bit.
Is that not working now?
That one go down. I think it might help. Technical issues, but we'll be right back.
It's going up here. Which slide are we on? This one? That one.
That one.
Where is your mouse?
So hopefully you guys have some plans for today, having it to be a St. Patrick's Day. My daughter was actually almost born on St. Patrick's Day. So her middle name is Patricia. But just like a firstborn, she actually was born 26 hours later. So her birthday's tomorrow. I'm going to be going down to visit her in Santa Cruz. And as a recent mother, I'll also be visiting our first grandchild.
I have no idea why it's not working.
We'll be right back as soon as this technical issues have been resolved.
This work? Oh, this is not.
Oh, she touched it. Okay. You can close out of this.
Okay, perfect. Well, aren't you guys? I'm the first speaker, so here we
Oh,
go.
not that.
Close out all my stuff. Just close it out and I'll tell you where it
But luckily, we have our tech expert here who's going to be solving all our problems.
Oh, wait.
Okay, there it is.
Okay. And now how do you move it?
You want to just use it like that?
There we go.
This arrow?
Yeah. So this. And then back.
Okay. So NorCal Apex have several services available. We can help you with registration. So in order to do any federal contracting, you must be registered with SAM. SAM is for System Award Management. And secondly, if you want to work with the state of California, and as I mentioned, Cal eProcure has over 150 plus agency. You must be registered in Cal eProcure. One of the things that I've also assist is capability statements. Capability statements is very similar to a resume. If you're looking for employment, normally you would have a resume to share. Well, if you're looking for a government contract, you will need to have a capability statement. It's normally a 1 or 2 page document, but similar to a resume, it would have your experience, your education, your skills, and you would have any certifications, licenses, or everything that you need. And the next thing we do is we also assist you with developing a marketing strategy. How are you going to market your business to government agencies? In addition to that, we also have a custom bid matching. This is a membership fee based, but because you are a client of NorCal Apex, custom bid matching is free and available to you. So for example, if your keywords is electrical and you do low voltage, you do specific things, and you have a C10 license, you can put that information in your capability statement so that when a government agency reviews your capability statement, they'll have your core competencies, they'll have your license, they'll have your certification, they'll have your NIC codes and UNSPSC code, which is referred to for the state of California. We also assist you with proposal, helping you find contracting opportunities, proposals, and bids. And once you find it, we'll help you, if you need to, determine whether to bid or not to bid. When we also have proposal reviews, we can assist you with reviewing. Have you met the minimum requirements? Do you have the capacity and resource to bid on that project? You may not have the bonding, right? So those are the things we'll help you review. And also assist you in making sure that you have a responsive and responsible bid. Okay? A lot of people were saying, I can just read this, I can go through it, but you have to be responsible. And what's that mean? If somebody said there's a mandatory walkthrough and it's required, and you didn't have time to attend that day, therefore you do not meet the responsible, right? Because if you submit a bid and you did not attend, they won't even open the bid. They may just send it back and say, this is not a responsible bid. And sometimes too, for professional services, you may be required to submit items and things, right? And again, review to make sure that you are following the instructions of the proposals. If the proposal said, do not exceed 25 pages, you must use this font, right? And you didn't. You exceeded the 25 page and went over, therefore you're not responsive. they'll put it aside and not even open it. There was one incident when I was working at Alameda County Transportation Commission, and it was a big prime contractor, right? And the proposals were due at noon. But unfortunately, they had the secretary take the proposals, ride BART, and get off at 12th Street. They didn't realize you have to sign in order to go up to our floor. And therefore, she was late 9 minutes. Guess what happened? The company, the prime company, spent months preparing for that project because that project look ahead was listed on the website. They attended all the meetings to learn about the project, but they depended on their secretary arriving there by noon. That's cutting it really close. But so those are one of the things that we also assist. One of the probably the ones that a lot of you are familiar with is the webinar and the training and the workshops. We provide a lot of those and we attend a lot of those training in not just for federal, state, but also local. The next thing is I wanted to go more in detail about federal and state registrations. As I mentioned, in order to do federal contracting, you must be registered in SAM and Cal eProcure. So the way that you do it, it takes about, for SAM registration, it takes probably an hour to an hour and a half. The Cal eProcure takes only probably 45 minutes. So you need to verify your entity type. If listed as an LLC, we also check and verify your California Secretary of State. If your information date or your status is not active, then we need to update those and have you update your registration before you can register with SAM, or I'm not sure about Cal Procure, but for sure with SAM. You need to make sure that you have your EIN. If you are an LLC, your articles of incorporation. They will also accept documents like utility. If you have your address, your company name, they'll use that. If you have your bank statements, make sure that your address and the legal business name is posted in there. But the most important one is probably the articles of incorporation and the EIN tax. So we will walk you through. We're not going to register for you, but we also work through Zoom, and you can share your screen, and I'll walk you through the whole process and help you submit it. The SAM registration normally takes 8 to 10 days once they review it. And for Cal eProcure, it's really quick. They can review it within 3 to 4 days, and sometimes even that same day. Federal certifications, there's a lot of certifications that's available for you. The main important thing is that you have to be registered with SAM. If you're not registered in SAM, you cannot apply for federal certifications. Federal certifications include the 8A program and HubZone, women-owned small business, and service disabled. And there's many other ones too. The DBE program is one of the certifications. The only difference is these certifications are through the Small Business Administration. So you go to their website and you can get certified if you're eligible. The DBE program is through the Transportation Department. So each state has the DBE certification for disadvantaged business enterprise. So as I mentioned, here are the links and resources. We have a lot of resource for you available if you're interested, and we can also walk you through the process. So how does the SBA and SAM work? SAM has a lot of your information that's confidential. And when you register in SAM, you have to enter your financial information, your bank's information, um, and so on. And a lot of times is that those information are private. You do not want to share that with the public. So the way that they have it is the Small Business Administration dynamic small business search will have your public profile. What does that mean? It means that it'll have your contact information, it'll have your codes, your keywords, which is important because as a government agency worker for 35 years, the only code I know is professional services, which is 541330, right? So these public profiles will have your codes and they can also search by your keywords. So if you're doing software development, right, and you concentrate in the word of cloud computing or AI, if you put those keywords, it will be included in your search. If you don't include those keywords, it's almost like looking at Google, right? Trying to find out, okay, I want this purse. I want it in blue. I want it a specific brand. Well, that's the way the keywords also, right? Your search engine will help you and assist you, and it will assist the government agency looking for you, looking for your type of service. Okay. Now the state certification. State certification has the small business micro, small business public works, and disabled veteran business enterprise. And once you are registered in Cal eProcure, remember you have to register as a bidder, then you can go into the homepage and click on small business certification. And in there, you'll have the capability of clicking the box. If you are eligible for disabled veteran, click on the box. If you are just a small business, you can click on the box, right? And the nice thing about it is that the state of California has a 25% goal on all contracts, right? That's a lot of money. If you think about the billions of dollars the state purchasing supplies, services, construction, 25% is a big deal. And then the disabled veteran, some of the contracts require participation of disabled veterans. They have a 3% goal. So it's a great opportunity, especially if you're a veteran, to participate in these contracts because of the required goals. State certification, as I mentioned, you go down to Cal eProcure, and in Cal eProcure, there's a box there that says get certified as small business. It's in the middle half in there. So here's also a link and resources. The nice thing about this whole webinar presentation is you have the ability to click on the resources that's available. And remember how I mentioned assisting with capability statements. You know, the first thing I would ask when I'm working with a client is, do you have a website, right? I mean, who does business now without a website, right? It's very difficult. But if they do have a website, I would also refer to them. Post your capability statement or have a tab that says government tab that will allow you to post your codes, your classification codes, post your some of your projects that you had completed. Basically, it's a free advertisement, right? A capability statement you can share whenever there's an in-person opportunity. Bring your capability statement. One of the things too, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, Cal eProcure also posts past purchasing awards. Okay, I think it's referred to as skippers. But if you have an opportunity, a lot of my clients actually had good references. So what you will do is you would use your keyword. For example, if you do landscaping, right? You can actually enter the description, or if you have an event ID, or if you want to work with a specific department, you can do that. So what they would do is they would enter a description. And if it's landscaping, it will show you what was recently awarded. And in addition to that, if you go to the far right, it would also post the name of the buyer, right? And why do you need a capability statement? Well, you can reach out to the buyer, introduce yourself, do a very short introduction, and then attach your capability statement. The nice thing about this is they can save it for future reference, but when the contract is under $100,000 or it's a micro purchase, you may be able to just award a contract without a formal procurement. And that's probably going to be mentioned later on. And it allows you to bid on small contracts. And it's not as complex, and it's also a lot easier. The third thing that we do is custom bid matching. This is a paid services, and we will find contracting opportunities for you for free. And, you know, a lot of the clients that I've worked with will always ask, you know, what's the goal? Well, you know, the goal here is for you to find contracting opportunities and to bid on those projects. Because if you don't bid, you automatically have 0% chance of getting a contract. If you bid, then you have at least 50-50 chance. Custom bid matching will allow you to search and get contracting opportunity notices in your inbox for free. You can determine whether to bid it or not. If you think you have the capacity and resource, then contact us and we can help you decide to bid or not to bid. Okay? Assisting with proposals and bids. This will actually go in so many areas because if you're selling supplies, right, you can actually go into CMAS, which is the California Multiple Award System, and provide the list of supplies or services and get a schedule. Or if you have a proposal, you're an environmental company and you saw a proposal and you want to bid on it, let us know or let me know as your counselor and I'll walk you through the review process. Now, the construction is a little bit more complex, okay? Construction requires that you look at all the bid items. You look at the specifications, you look at the plans, and sometimes you can get assistance with us and with the Builders Exchange. Okay? But you have to identify which portion of work that you'd like to bid on. And this is where you probably want to get to know and learn about Caltrans Contractors Corner, because in there we'll have an opportunity for you to review the plans and spec, to look at all the primes looking for help, and also the ability to opt in. Opt in is to reach out to a prime that you'd like to work as a subcontractor, or be a prime reaching out to a sub, and so on. And the most important thing, as I mentioned, and I'll probably go back a long ways, way back in 1990s, when we had a construction bid, people would sit around in our hallway. You know, they would write down the bids, make sure it's correct, look at their math, and all of those. Now it's different, right? You have electronic bids and submittals, but the thing is still the same, right? If you're participating as a sub, make sure that you're available if the prime is contacting you prior to their bid. There's so much more. There's bonding, insurance, there's prevailing wage, there's the DIR, Department of Industrial Relations, and so many other ones. And the nice thing about this is that review it. Make sure that you have the capacity and resource. I have a client who did painting, and he was just learning about how to bid, and he worked and he reviewed it, but estimating and bidding is complex. Okay, they even have a graduate or postgraduate program at Stanford focusing on just estimating and bidding. So one way he learned, and this is one way too, is Caltrans post those awards, right, on their website. And if you really want to learn about contracting and construction, a lot of that information is on the Caltrans website, right? So, if you want to learn how to bid, you must submit a bid. Federal, you have to comply with the federal acquisition regulations. The state of California, you must comply with the California Contracting Code, and so on. So sometimes what that means is federal, you may have a different set of forms or attachments or requirements. In the state of California, you also have various types of forms and requirements. Now, local contracting that receives funds from Caltrans will have a simpler form, okay? And sometimes people say, well, what's the difference, right? If you look at San Jose and you look at the city of Berkeley, guess what? It's different because Berkeley is more political, or maybe there's more requirements. But you compare them, right? And the one way is to learn the differences and maybe prepare a template, right? Because how much time do you have to submit a bid? You may only have 3 to 4 weeks, right? And you can say, well, I didn't know about it, or I wasn't aware of it. Hey, Caltrans have a 12-month look ahead, right? And they also have pre-bid or pre-proposal meetings to learn more about those projects. So if I were you, I would take advantage of what's available for you, right? And in order to be successful in government contracting, you must submit a proposal or bids. Okay, so webinars, trainings and workshops. This is a great opportunity because this is one of our webinars, right? Or training or networking event. But we also have a list of training available. If you missed it, we also have it posted. The only difference is that if you don't have a live in person, you don't have the opportunity to ask questions to subject matter experts, right? In here, you do have that. We also have access to Govology. Govology will explain a lot of government contracting, including certifications and other topics. The biggest topic about federal contracting is cybersecurity. There's a new requirement. But these are available, and again, it's free for you. We also have links and resources, right? There's how to do. I have to confirm because some of these are some of the networking events. But guess who has them posted? Caltrans have networking events, including local agencies. So if you have a chance, please attend those. And you can always check in our website. I can't emphasize enough about the no-cost assistance because it boggles the mind, because in the world right now where there's a lot of third parties, right? And they will reach out to you and say, hey, you know what? I can guarantee you a government contract. I can fill out your proposals and bids, and you don't have to do anything, right? But guess what? Sometimes when it's too easy, it's not real. So one of the things I always recommend is apply, right? And check out what type of services is available to you. And you can meet as many times as you want at your own time. A lot of things right now that I wanted to share is also there's a lot of contracts in federal and state. There's so many contracts that I felt a need to open up my Saturday mornings to help. Because if you're a construction worker, normally you're on site. You don't have to meet through Zoom for an hour. And unfortunately, a lot of you too is meeting during your lunchtime, which I feel bad because that's the only time you can take away from the project to meet. So I'm opening those times up and to see if you guys need that help. And these are only a portions of the services that we provide. We also had post award, where they were not able to meet the project and they wanted to find out if they can hire additional companies to help and assist them. Or sometimes too, invoices, right? It's not as easy as you think. Putting together invoices of all your subcontractors and making sure that they have their certified payrolls. We can assist with that. Because when I was working for various agency, we did have a system where they would automatically upload their invoice. And one of those things I have to tell you, do not submit an incomplete invoice and complain that I wasn't paid on time, right? because they cannot pay you unless you submit a complete invoice. And the only way you can find that out is go back to your contract, because your contract will give you instructions exactly how to provide an invoice and for them to pay it. And Caltrans now posts all of those paid invoice online. So the Prime cannot complain. We didn't get paid. I'm sorry. But, all of those are now online. There's a lot of things I've covered, and hopefully I did not confuse you, but I'm just so excited to share with you what NorCal Apex provides. Okay. And I'm really proud to be working for an agency that helps small businesses. Okay. Well, I think that's all I have. So thank you very much. And I know you're probably going to have questions later. So I'm not sure if you want me to. Okay. How do you?
Did you have it on the live stream?
Let's see if there's questions on the line.
We're gonna check and see.
But are there any questions in the room?
Any questions?
Now,
Anyone have any?
how many of you are already a client of NorCal Apex? Perfect, perfect. Tell me about your experience and, what services do you?
I did every single day, including weekends, the My Hit Match, which is a filter of all of the government contracts that match the codes that I have identified as my area of service or expertise.
Perfect.
So I'm able to, actually it's more than just the federal government. It has Caltrans, it has state of California as well. And I think I've seen one other category, but I kind of zero in on the federal one because they're doing something separately for Caltrans, which is the only part of the state of California that I'm interested in.
Perfect.
So it's a quick and easy way that every weekend I kind of go through what I've heard of to kind of examine and see what's out there and typically what the most models that can hold most interest. And we'll look at it, it will refer me to the listing in SAM where it will have even more detail regarding what the scope of work is, the location, and all that for information. So it's a good place to start with on identifying potential engagements at the federal.
Thank you so much. Now, would you like to share your company and your name?
I would give a civil construction company. I am in the company's PCOS, and we do basically heavy civil trades from demolition to grading, paving, underground utilities, concrete, a little bit of landscaping.
Welcome. You are the right person here.
I have a question. What's the most common mistake that people make when they're trying to do business with the state? Do you notice a common obstacle that people kind of have to overcome when they're trying to start this process?
Well, the registration's pretty straight out. It's very easy and very intuitive website where you register as a bidder. And then when you apply for certification, it'll also walk you through the process. I have clients who's actually been certified within a day or two, So in terms of registration, it's a very simple process. The most common mistakes that I see in professional services and also construction is where a company does not review fully the procurement documents, okay? You get excited. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the area I want to work in. You know, I'm doing janitorial services and doing this, this, and this, right? And I can do this. And then they don't realize there's specific instructions. You have to do a walkthrough to understand what the service is required. Or sometimes they'll go through the bidding process and they don't realize their DIR had expired. Okay? Or they want to bid in this multi-million-dollar project and then they realize they don't have the bonding capacity. Right? So one of the things I do is making sure that you understand the procurement documents. If you are in construction and maybe you're only bidding as a sub for a portion of that work, look at the plans, read it, look at the item bids, look at and reach out to prime contractors. The bidders are listed in Caltrans Contractors Corner, so you can reach out to them to make sure you understand. Because if you do not understand what you're bidding on, you're locked into that. If you fail to perform, you'll have that in your history, right? So be informed, be educated, read it 2 or 3 times, have a team involved in the review process. Okay? Hopefully that answered.
Yes, it did. Thank you. We have a question from the live stream.
So Madeline Hatch asks, is this also good for those in service-based businesses? She says, I want to contract with government bids as a fitness and nutrition coach, but I rarely see bids for wellness programs.
Of course. Now, the state and federal has all kinds of services. Okay, I have to share this again. One of my clients in Northern California is a doula. You know what doulas, right? And she provides wellness and services for doula, right? So you just never know. You never know. I do have a client that provides limousine service. Guess what? I told him it's very unlikely that a government agency would hire a limousine for transportation. So in addition to that, he has transportation for people attending kidney dialysis or the School of the Deaf. So he was able to change his service to non-emergency transportation, and he was able to work on that. The best thing is, apply, and we can help you with your market research to see what government agency is actually hiring that type of service that you provide. You're welcome. And if there's no more question,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Liz. You're welcome. Thank you so much. That was Liz Brazil, Apex NorCal Accelerator. And now we are going to have Rajit Sharma, Deputy Division Chief, IT Procurement and Contracts, Non-IT Procurement and CalCard Programs. Rajit?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Liz. That was a great presentation, some really good information. I encourage everybody attending today to go to Apex website and then explore some of the information over there. I know I'm going to go there Good morning, everyone. Great to be here today. Welcome to everybody here in person and online. My name is Rajit Sharma. I'm with the Division of Procurement and Contracts in Caltrans, headquartered in Sacramento. And I, along with my colleague Rob Jacoby, today are here to present some recent procurement-related updates. These updates will apply to most of the state departments, not just specifically Caltrans. We have some year-to-date purchase statistics for Caltrans and some helpful information related to leverage procurement agreements. So let's get started. All right, good morning again. Rajit Sharma, I'm the Deputy Division Chief for IT procurement and contracts, non-IT procurement, and CalCard program within DPAC. And Rob Jacoby, my colleague here, is the branch chief for our non-IT procurement branch. The topics we will be covering today, increase to the state entities purchasing authority dollar thresholds, DGS e-marketplace, pending legislation for small business, micro business, and DVBE purchase limits, some statistics about non-IT goods purchased for this fiscal year by Caltrans so far, and some helpful information about leverage procurement agreements. So let's get started with the first topic, which is increase to the state entities purchasing authority dollar thresholds. So the Department of General Services is a control agency that sets the policy and procedure for most of the state acquisitions for all state departments. They grant purchasing authority to state departments and the respective thresholds for different acquisition methods for each state department to which we can process purchases internally. Anything over the thresholds granted by the Department of General Services, DGS, have to be either processed by DGS themselves, or we would need a final approval prior to awarding that purchase or acquisition. The DGS Procurement Division, DGS PD, has authority over non-IT goods, and IT goods and services, and they grant purchasing authority to state departments through an accreditation process and a tier system assigning the dollar thresholds for purchases that we can make internally. In November 2025, the DGS PD introduced significant revisions to the purchasing authority tier system and the acquisition methods dollar thresholds for state entities. These changes affect the non-IT goods and non-IT goods and IT goods and services purchasing authority that is delegated by DGS PD. There's another office within DGS Office of Legal Services, that has the authority over all non-IT service contracts for personnel and consulting services. So this update just is from DGS Procurement Division. What this update did was the dollar thresholds associated with each acquisition methods have been increased. The previous 4-tier system has been consolidated into 3 tiers, and all state entities placed in one of the 3 tiers. And Caltrans' purchasing authority remained at tier 3, which now is the highest tier within the updated systems. And we're going to look at the Caltrans' purchasing authority just in a little bit here. But what does this mean for Caltrans? The increased dollar thresholds provide Caltrans with the ability to process a greater number of purchases internally, reducing the need for DGS PD's direct involvement or approval. So it makes the purchasing process faster for a lot of purchases that Caltrans processes. Further information on this update is available on the DGS broadcast bulletin number P-10-25. There's a link to that broadcast bulletin, and at the bottom, there's a link to the general DGS broadcast bulletin page where this and other updates from DGS are posted. So here's a look at the new Caltrans Tier 3 Purchasing Authority, just to compare a few things from where we were before. The competitive open market bidding, that's number 1 on the list. Our IT delegation for that used to be $1 million. Now it's been increased to $8 million, which means we can do IT purchasing with open competitive market bidding up to $8 million. And we do not need DGS to advertise for us or approve that purchase. For the non-IT goods, the authority was at $100 before. Now it's been increased to $500,000. For item number 12, fair and reasonable, smaller purchases, it used to be $10,000 for IT and non-IT goods. Now it's been doubled to $20,000. I know we have a lot of small business vendors and vendors that have leverage procurement agreements with DGS. So the thresholds for some of the leverage procurement agreements, CMAS, our IT thresholds used to be $1 million. Non-IT threshold was $250,000. Now they've been increased to $8 million and $3 million respectively. So this definitely has been a good change for Caltrans and all other state departments. And this information is public for all state departments at DGS website. This one is specific to Caltrans, but every state department's purchasing authority letter are posted on DGS website for review. Right, the second topic, DGS e-marketplace. DGS recently launched the e-marketplace website. This tool provides a more modern statewide online procurement platform, enhancing shopping experience for state buyers. So what DGS is trying to create is an Amazon-like shopping experience for the state buyers, where the products are going to be posted with descriptions, pictures, and rates. So it'll be much easier for the state buyers to locate the items or goods that they want to purchase, put them in the cart, and finish the process on Fiscal. This tool also provides easy access to statewide IT, non-IT goods, and IT service contracts and their associated line items. So a lot of work that state staff have to do manually right now to locate the products, verify pricing, verify the LPA item numbers. All of those things are going to be eventually automated, and it'll be much easier to process purchases, and it'll be a faster process. The e-market project functionality is being implemented in 2 phases. First, the public search functionality. This was launched in November 2025 and is live online right now on DGS website. So if you haven't leverage procurement agreement established with DGS, hopefully you're already involved in the e-marketplace launch. If not, I would highly encourage you to get involved soon. DGS also plans to incorporate a small business DVBE search engine within the e-marketplace, so small business and DVBE vendors can be located easily. The public search functionality allows public to search for goods and services on leverage procurement agreements to the line item level by location, keyword, UNSPSC code, or contract ID. The second phase is going to be Fiscal integration. It's supposed to be launched this year, and it will provide access to e-marketplace directly through the Fiscal requisition functionality. LPA goods and services will be able to be searched, coded, and procured by state entities directly through the requisition process. So again, the state buyers can search for the products that they're looking for, add it to the cart, and it will automatically be transferred over to Fiscal for final processing, making the process much easier and much more automated than it is today. And more information regarding the DGS e-marketplace is available on the broadcast bulletin P-11-25. And there's also a link to the DGS e-marketplace webpage. All right. And the last update I have today is a pending legislation for small business, micro business, and DVBE purchase limits. So currently the government code section 14838.5 states the maximum contract threshold amount for awards to small businesses, micro businesses, and disabled veteran-owned businesses under the state streamlined procurement process is $250,000. We commonly call it as SBDVBE process. There is a bill that was introduced by Senator Reyes, Senate Bill 1044. The bill proposes to amend this government code to increase the maximum contract threshold amount awarded to small business DVBE to $350,000. The bill also proposes that beginning January 1st of 2029 and biannually thereafter, the Director of General Services should conduct a review of maximum contract amounts specified in this section and adjust the amount to reflect the changes in California consumer price. We know this threshold has been at $250 for a long time, so we fully support this bill and hope the threshold is increased, and then it keeps increasing in the future too, based on the California Consumer Price Index. So those are the updates that I have for you today, and I'm going to pass it on to Rob to go over some of our purchasing stats.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Rob Jacoby, non-IT Procurement Branch Chief over DPAC. And as Liz mentioned earlier, Caltrans has a 25% SB DVBE goal that we try to meet. And I want to thank District 4 and all your small business liaisons and the small business team here for crushing it. As of yesterday, $2,665,509, or 62% of their total business, was awarded to small businesses. So thank you guys for doing all you do to support our small business community. Another big number is $1,350,932, or 31% of their business went to leverage procurement agreements. And these are all those agreements that Rajiv mentioned are going to be tied to the DGSE marketplace. So these are critical numbers for you guys to pay attention to as the year progresses. And as you can see, only 285,000 went to other procurement types. That's your large businesses or CalPIA, or now CalCitra. And then Caltrans as a whole, we've done 44% of all of our business with small businesses. So we are absolutely crushing our goals as well. $43 million to small businesses. So it's absolutely crucial to get on with the small business program, micro business, DVBE, or SB with Public Works. 50%, $49 million went to leverage procurement agreements. So as you guys can see, we do quite a bit of work, both in the individual districts and as a department as a whole with leverage procurement agreements. And then only 6% of our business went to large businesses or CalCitra. So those incentives, those LPA contracts, small business program, definitely work in your guys' favor with Caltrans. So what are LPAs? You have your statewide contracts, your asphalt, your sand, cinders, food, stuff like that. You have your price schedules, like your service awards. You have your CMASs, your California Multiple Award Schedules. This is where we do a lot of work with our service contracts, is under CMAS. And we have our master agreements and our NASBO value point or cooperative agreements. We've seen quite a few small businesses jump on board now with our NASBO agreements, going underneath like Granger, Fastenal, MSC, because they still get their credit for using a small business, even though they're able to use the pricing from one of those vendors. So that's another good route for you guys to go if you're looking to expand your business. Some of the benefits is the pricing could be pre-established if you're using a preset price list. So if you guys sold a lot of goods, getting on an LPA might be very beneficial because you don't have to quote them. Once you're awarded that contract, it's all pre-negotiated through DGS and the price is set. So there's no quote, no competition once it's been awarded. Another good benefit is you could do, like on the NASBA value points, you can offer a quote. Or the CMAS agreements, we have to get quotes. So it keeps it competitive within reason, and it gives you guys all an idea of where your playing field's going to be. Some of the contracts are mandatory, so if you are awarded one, we have to buy it from you before we go anywhere else, unless Calcitra offers it. So if it's a mandatory contract, you're guaranteed that business for that commodity. Or if it's non-mandatory, we can still use you, still get the quote, and not have to go out for competition. And then one thing to keep in mind, many of our LPA contracts are expiring this year, and that's federal and statewide contracts that are being used throughout the entire state, throughout all departments. So take a look at the DGS website. It's linked in one of the further slides. Take a look at that list because it tells you when the contract's going to expire and what the commodity is. And if you can get on board with DGS and get that contract, there's a lot of good money to be made. So here, the first link you can see is the link to the actual agreement. There's, I want to say, 156 different LPA contracts available to be utilized. It's all hosted by DGS. So they do all the negotiations, all the legal work, all the legwork for you guys to help get you on there. And then, like I said, once you get it, it's almost guaranteed business. And then with the e-marketplace that Rajit discussed, it'll be a lot easier, a lot more streamlined for everybody to just check the Amazon for the state, so to say, and buy from there. And that's all I had. Did anybody have any questions for us? Yes.
So with the new legislation for increasing the SB DDBE option to 350, when will that take place?
The legislative session is in progress right now. So yeah, once they finalize and vote on all the bills, that is just one of the bills. California legislators very, very active. So we get bills to review on a daily basis right now. But yeah, so once the session concludes, then we'll find out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, those purchasing statistics so far this year.
Yes.
That's based on your fiscal year?
Yes, so that started July 1st. So that's spending from July 1st until yesterday. And that's just the non-IT goods. So doesn't count services or anything like that. So
Yeah, that doesn't include IT goods and services, non-IT services that are not done through LPAs, and construction contracts. So it's just, one part of, maybe, let's say 30 to 40% maximum of our total purchase so far. But that's all of the non-IT goods we've purchased so far for the year.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, so for the LPAs, they are to make it so that we don't have to spend as much time getting quotes, things like that. But for non-mandatory, we still need to get the quoting based on the contract.
So non-mandatory just means that we don't have to buy all that contract if we don't want to, but you don't have to do any additional work once it's been awarded to you. It means the price is already set. It's just we can elect to go to a small business at that point if we want to, but we still encourage people to use the non-mandatory LPAs because there's no competitive bid process to it. They can still pull up your pricing and say, yeah, we're willing to pay this price. Let's go ahead and award and simplify the process for us.
So the quoting is not necessary.
Not necessary once you've been awarded. So, but getting the award, you have to price out your entire offering to DGS and then they'll do the evaluation. So that's when your quoting comes into play. But like I said, once it's awarded, you don't have to do any more quotes.
When you say awarded, I'm a procurement analyst, so.
Okay. So when DGS awards the contract for the LPA to the vendor, then it's set in stone and their new process they're going to is 2 years set pricing and then 3 additional years for the contract where you can do price increases at that point. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I believe you had a question, sir? No? Okay. Any questions online? I can't see them, but Or any other questions in the audience while we're waiting? And then while we're waiting for that, we did put a couple additional resource slides in here. This is our procurement and contracts page. It's public facing. This takes you right to our division. And it lists who to contact for all your different contract types, what we have pending as far as work goes, upcoming projects. So we threw this in here for you guys as well. And then also, like Liz mentioned earlier, Cali Procure. It's a great website. Go to it, learn it. It's going to be your best friend for getting in with the state. So we have both of those in here for you as well. And that's all we had. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So thank you so much to Rajit Sharma, Division Chief of IT Procurement and Contracts and Non-IT Procurement and CalCard Programs. And of course, Rob Jacob, Branch Chief for DPAC IT Procurement and Contracts. And now we have Ayana Nobles, and she is the Branch Chief for the Small Business Program, and she will be doing the small business presentation.
Thanks, Deneen, and wonderful presentations from Liz, Rob, and Rajit. So thank you very much. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all on the live stream for joining us today. I'm Ayana Nobles, the Small Business Program Manager for District 4. And as the District Small Business Program Manager, it's my duty to assist businesses when incurring on their next steps to take according to their business endeavors. And so each business, of course, we know they're different. They have different needs and things. So my team, we set up one-on-ones and help the businesses identify what their needs are. So today, our presentation, I'm going to cover District 4, the DSBLs and how they may assist you. We're going to cover Cali Procure, how it can help you, and how to network and navigate through the Contractor's Corner. And lastly, I'm going to share some resources that may be helpful to you and also some currently advertised contracts. So, to the next slide. So, Caltrans District 4, we cover and serve Napa, Sonoma, Solano, Marin, San Francisco, Contra Costa, Alameda, San Mateo, and Santa Clara counties. District 4 has over 100 miles that touch either the bay or ocean, and we operate the 7 California state-owned toll bridges, multiple tubes and tunnels. And District 4's roadways connect freight and the traveling to the port of Oakland and the 5th largest container port on the West Coast, and 3 international airports in Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose. So District 4 Small Business Program, we represent the Division of External Affairs in the Office of External Operations and Engagement. The small business liaisons are Deneen Obede, who's our gracious host today, Deneen and Romel, who are checking you in this morning. We're your point of contact when you're trying to work with Caltrans. We help with identifying your best next steps with doing business with our district, serving as the primary point of contact for small business related concerns, including efforts to increase small business participation on Caltrans contracts and procurement. In addition, the DSBLs, we provide outreach like today. We provide one-on-one meetings and advocacy services. Caltrans' mission is improving lives and communities through transportation. So let's talk about Cal eProcure. So Cal eProcure is an online portal, and Liz and the DPAC team have kind of covered it a little bit today. So it's designed to provide information and opportunities to business selling goods and services to the state. Keep in mind that registering for Cali Procure and creating a profile shipped around your firm certification will allow you to work with local government agencies, for instance, Caltrans. Also, when setting up your Cali Procure profile, be sure to set notifications for projects listed under your current licensings, certifications, and or work codes. Be sure to always keep a lookout for upcoming OCR and small business outreach events in the latest news events section in Cali Procure. And it's at the bottom of their homepage. And by registering, you can also receive access to free advice from our NorCal PTAC. Again, free advice, a great service, so please use those services. So next we'll look at this is what the bidding opportunity page looks like. And so there are steps to navigating for Caltrans bid opportunities. So the first step, you'll go to the website and you'll select search. And then the next step, you'll enter 266, which is the Caltrans department code. And then the field at the bottom, I'm sorry, forgive our technical issues with our screen this morning. So the next step, we'll go enter 2660 for the department code. And then at the list, we'll populate the currently out to bid contracts. And then you're going to search the project for more specific or geared towards your firm's expertise. Use the advanced search. And then in that option, you can fill out the item description box. In addition to these search options, there is an online portal that you can save event details to your Cali Procure account for later viewing. You can advertise your business on Cali Procure for bid solicitations. And remember to save event details with contact information for project managers. And all event packages include all the documents for the RFQ or IFPQ or the IFB and addendums for project changes. So remember, sometimes the projects in the advertisement stage do change. And so you always want to make sure you're looking for the addendums so that you're not missing any information that maybe have changed since the project advertised. So always look for addendums. And then last but not least, when using Cali Procure, be mindful of the specific requirements and preferences. So next we'll cover like how to navigate through the contractor's corner. So in the contractor's corner, did I go the wrong way? No, look the same, sorry. So in order to bid on a Caltrans contract, you must register and create an account with the contractor's corner in order to post an ad for your services, or you can use the opt-in program for your project interest. Also keep in mind, most contracts will have a set of small business requirements that are, and they vary contract to contract. So navigating through the contractor's corner, on this slide, I will show you the steps of navigating through the contractor's corner. So the first step, of course, you're going to select the website, and then you're going to select search. You're going to scroll down and click on the advertisement tab, and you can view the projects, or you can go to the 24-month look ahead of projects. So if you click on the advertised projects, and then you'll click on all advertised projects to view projects for each district. You can filter in here to just see the district that you would like to work in. So for District 4, you'll just click on District 4 and all our project lists will show up there. So, you can review the advertisement and choose the contract advertisement that best fits your firm. After choosing the contract, you will notice you can view the contract in its entirety. Some things you may be able to view are a list of bid items, opt-in records, prime contractors looking for help, and subcontractors looking for work. Let's see. So the opt-in program, which we talked about, You can opt in. This is an excellent option for showcasing what available services you offer for projects without bidding. It's a feature that allows contractors to be considered it's a feature that allows subcontractors to be considered on a prime contractor's bid. And you can do subcontracting or add supplies because you'll see all of the items that are listed on the bid, and you can say, okay, these items I can handle, I can take care of this for you. So you can advertise yourself as a subcontractor in the contractor's corner on the opt-in. Okay. Oh, no, I've lost my mouse. I can't advance to the next slide. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the SB DVB option. So the solicitation thresholds, they are changing as we know. So right now the maximum is less than 250,000. The minimum is 5,000, and that's for goods and services, information technology. And so for public works, the maximum is under 461,000. So now for the benefits of each certification, the SB DVB option, again, as mentioned before, it's a streamlined process that allows state agencies and departments to contract directly with the small business and disabled veteran business enterprise firms. So it's a great option. And remember, when the buyers have to compare small businesses to small businesses and DVBEs to DVEs for this small business option. They can't compare SBs to DVBEs on the contract, has to be the same. Okay, I can't move. Okay, so now let's talk about some resources. So the next couple of slides, we'll go over resources that may be helpful to you. So here is a list of general resources. You can't see it because I'm unfortunately, but we'll share the slide deck with you guys once this presentation is over, and I apologize for the technical we're having with the screen. But this is a list of resources to assist you with looking for work with Caltrans. Please keep in mind that I'm going to share this list. I'll send it out in the email. And although we've talked about a lot of these resources, the ones that I want to highlight are our events calendars, where all our events are listed throughout the state. And also I want to highlight some business development resources we have, which are our Cal Mentor program for A&E firms. And it's a mentor program where we'll partner you up with a larger firm to kind of help navigate you through the bidding process and give you tips and tricks on how to do business with Caltrans. And then our construction mentor protege program, which is for, of course, construction firms. And again, we partner you with a larger firm, kind of give different webinars on how to do bidding, different things that are required in the contracting process. And so those are some great resources that I want to share with you guys. And also, Caltrans is divided up into 12 districts throughout the state, each serving a set of counties. And on this slide, we have a list of counties that each of our districts cover. These are the same counties that each of our district small business liaison cover, and you will also see a map where each district is located. So it's great to know what district you want to work with, where their district offices are, and the counties that they serve. Now I want to talk about a little bit more about the district small business liaisons. So as I mentioned, Caltrans has 12 districts, and typically each district has at least one small business liaison. Because each district operates individually, procurement process may differ amongst the districts. So your best resource would be the DSBL in the district you wish to work with, and I help you identify the next steps. So as I mentioned, The DSBLs, we do outreach, community events. We do education regarding how to work with Caltrans, provide one-on-one meetings. There's a link in the slide and it will give you the list of the contacts for every DSBL located throughout the state. And then the next slide, a couple of slides are some advertised projects as of Friday. So I believe that since Friday, there's a couple more projects that have been listed on the contractor's corner, which is updated every Monday. But we have lots of projects. A few of them have small business preferences. So, and then actually most of them have small business preferences. A couple of them are fairly funded projects. And if you aren't not aware, our DBE program has been suspended. So any project that is fairly funded will not have any DBE requirements listed on the project as of right now. And so unfortunately, well, I don't want to say unfortunately. So until the DBE program is back in action, when you see a project that has federal dollars, you won't see any goals on that project. So again, we have lots of projects from a lot of concrete work projects. There's a recycling and hauling for trash disposal project, and actually that one's for this building. Lots of maintenance vehicle pull-out station projects. They're going to change the road and do a lot of concrete work. And so we have lots of projects coming up in the pipeline. So again, I'll send this list out since you can't really see it on the screen. So I really want to thank all of you for coming and joining us today on behalf of Caltrans. We appreciate your attendance at our Spring Procurement Resource Fair Showcase. A big thanks to all of our presenters and for all of you for joining us, all of you joining us in person and on the live stream. We appreciate those present today who are certified, and your participation helps us to contribute to our efforts of achieving our small business goals, which you see we're at 69% just for non-IT. So we really appreciate your work. So any questions on the live stream? Oh, no. Oh, yes, we would love the questions.
We just have one question from Thomas Enhanced Cleaning. His question is, the contractor's corner taking new firm applications.
Contractor's Corner. So Contractor's Corner, you have to register to be able to submit bids on there. So yes. Any questions in the room? Any more questions on the live stream?
Where can we find information about upcoming events with Caltrans? Because that's something that people always want to know. How do I find out about what's going on in all the districts?
Yes, so great question. So one of the slides that I showed was the general resource slide, and our outreach events calendar is where you can find upcoming events throughout the state. So every district posts their outreach events on that calendar. It's a great resource. You should save it to your favorites so you don't have to go and search for it, but it's a great resource. And every single district posts their outreach events there. Great question, thank you. Any other questions? You sure, no questions? Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for being here, taking the time to be with us today and learn about NorCal Apex and the services they provide for free, and our wonderful team coming down from our department, our Division of Procurement and Contracts, talking about LPAs and the different purchasing mechanisms. So we really appreciate you all being here today. Another question?
They're asking, where can they find information for the LPAs?
DGS website. Mhm. And Cali Procure, yes. Cali Procure is where they can find the information for the LPAs. Yeah, and there's a link in the presentation which we will share with, we'll share the presentation slides. And so all the links that we talked about today are in the slides, and the LPA, the DGS, Cali Procure website where the LPAs are housed are all in those links. And if they have questions going through the slide deck, once they get it, please reach out to the Small Business Program. And our information is here. We'll be more than happy to assist. If you're having a little bit of problems navigating and finding the LPAs, the DGS website, we're here to help you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. So this will bring our procurement showcase to a close. And again, grateful that all of you are here today. And we really appreciate all of your participation in our events, on our contracts, on our procurement opportunities. So thank you very much.